My name is Fantasia, and today we're going to be talking about a lot.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so what's going on right now? Tell us about it,
Well,
Israel.
The latest news is Jussie Smollett from Empire is being accused of falsely
Falsely what?
um
Allegedly.
allegedly
Uh-huh.
falsely I guess accusing two people of committing a hate crime against him.
Yeah.
So I think everybody by now thinks that he's lying.
Everybody's hearing different details. That's what I'm hearing. It's ridiculous. Like, one person saying, oh, well, no, this happened. No, well, this happened. Oh, he's lying. No, he's not lying. Like, nobody knows. Nobody knows the truth.
But it just looks like it's more towards people thinking that he's actually lying. Basically because they already got the two guys that were supposedly the attackers, and they already interrogated them, and they ended up not charging them with anything. I'm guessing they said that they were the ones that were contracted by him to stage all that.
Yeah.
So
And the crazy thing is that he was making it seem like it was, like a hate crime. It was a homophobic, racial attack that happened. Which, I mean, he said that they were wearing MAGA Trump hats, and they're red. And they put a noose around his neck. And they allegedly broke his ribs and all of this nonsense. They said that the attackers poured bleach on Jussie Smollett, whatever his last name is. And it's like negative 20 degrees outside.
yeah.
Bleach freezes, at like 5 degrees, I believe. I don't know. But it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it looks bad for him. And I guess a civil rights activist yesterday on Sunday morning, he gave a press conference, and he's telling the police to arrest him already. Like I guess he already made up his mind about him, and he's saying that he's lying. And he's basically saying that he's a disgrace for the LGBT community and the people that are actually getting abused.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you sit there and do that? But then again, it's like, okay, they could have been doing this for promotion, for publicity. They want people to watch their new Empire episode. Like, nobody really knows why he lied. But it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
You think they're going to cancel the whole Empire?
No, they're going to do it without him.
Wasn't he a big like star there?
I mean, yeah, he was one of the main characters. He was like one of the gay brothers. And
yeah, that's just bad. I don't get why he decided to do that, or if he was like, do you think he was like the only one involved in it, or do you think?
He said he was on his phone with the manager during the attack, supposedly, allegedly. It was supposed to be during the attack when he was on the phone with his manager. So I guess his manager was a part of it, and the two Nigerian brothers, they were Nigerian. So I don't get it. Why do they have MAGA Trump hats on? Like, it just doesn't add up. And then they said supposedly he didn't want to give his phone records over, but he gave his phone records over 13 days after the incident had happened.
Mm-hmm.
They said once he got to the hospital, he had the noose already on his neck. Like, why didn't you take the noose? Like, he just wanted to make it known. This doesn't make sense. It's like he wanted this to happen. Like, he wanted people to find out that it was staged, because it was too staged.
Yeah. Well, this is what the CNN report says. It says two law enforcement sources with knowledge of investigation tell CNN that Chicago police believe actor Jussie Smollett paid two men to orchestrate an assault on him that he reported late last month.
That does not make sense. I don't understand. Like, why
would he do that?
Yeah.
what he's still sticking by what he said, and he's still saying that, you know, what happened is true, and it was never orchestrated.
Yeah. Did you see that? What was it? Did you see that interview that he did? And he's basically like, oh, and those of you that do not believe me, how could you? And all this nonsense.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you're being attacked, the last thing you care about is what other people are talking about. Like, if you've been attacked, then you're trying to get justice for yourself.
Yeah.
And then what made it worse is that he's embarrassing himself. Now nobody's gonna believe anybody once it really starts to happen. Like the boy who cried wolf, or all this nonsense. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't put a good look on Democrats, because I'm pretty sure he's a Democrat, and it adds to the tension. Now Donald Trump and
they laughing at him.
Yeah.
Like, they're all laughing at him because Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., he was basically saying like, oh, why did they have to have MAGA Trump hats on? Like, what are you trying to push? Are you trying to push hate?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just, I think, let me see, I think I have one of his tweets here. He says, Donald Trump Jr. says, strange that no one in Hollywood or the mainstream media seems to want justice for Jussie anymore. Wonder what changed.
A lot. And what's funny is because this woman called Erykah Badu, she's an R&B artist, she basically said, like, you guys need to look at the facts and make sure you're doing your research before you just, say all of this nonsense. And this is exactly the time when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, when that whole incident occurred. And she was basically like, we need to make sure that we're checking facts before we accuse anybody of anything. Like, nobody knows what happened.
Yeah, and that's true with everything. Like, I think that happens way too often, especially when it's a minority that says something about, some type of discrimination. They automatically go to where it's just, oh, yeah, it's true. That's typical. That always happens there. I could see that happening. But, you got to do further investigation. Just like there's been many cases where people have gotten shot, and then they look at the whole footage and they see what happened. And they see that, well, the guy actually did look like he was pulling out a gun, or he was acting ruthlessly. But people just automatically go towards, what's gonna be more, I guess, more, what's the word? Typical. That everybody thought that Jussie was telling the truth right away, when, I guess nobody was gonna actually question him because he's looked at as somebody that's respectable. I'm pretty sure it took many people by surprise that he's lying about something like this.
Yeah.
People were pretty mad at it.
It doesn't add up. I still don't understand, like, what is possibly happening for you to lie like that? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And he made a big deal out of it. A lot of mainstream outlets were reporting this news that he so-called claimed happened. So it's like, he wanted this to happen.
Another Donald Trump Jr. tweet is, it appears that Jussie Smollett tried to manufacture a hate crime to make Trump supporters look bad, and most of the media not only uncritically accepted his lies as facts for weeks, but attacked those who questioned the validity of his false story.
And that's, talking about Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
Because everybody was upset at her. Like, oh, you're canceled. Everybody loves to cancel people this time frame.
Is that like a new term? You're canceled?
Yeah. And it makes me so fucking upset. Like, why? Why? And then they don't even cancel them. They don't cancel them. They just say it.
Yeah, people need to take
just
things
for a trend.
Slow. Like, okay, let's look at what's going on.
Like, is Gucci really canceled? I highly doubt it.
What about Mayweather? You think Mayweather's canceled?
No. Everybody has their own personal opinions, and nobody should be offended. It doesn't make sense how offended people are nowadays. Like, let's just go on about our days. Mayweather buying Gucci, buying whatever the hell he wants, has nothing to do with anybody else's personal life. It doesn't matter. People are gonna hate you regardless. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, anything. So it just doesn't make sense. Like, just do whatever you want.
In my opinion, I think T.I. just put out a song about Mayweather just to have some clout around him.
No, because Mayweather allegedly, I don't know, had sex with Tiny, which is T.I.'s wife. I was about to say husband.
Oh, so they already had something going on?
Yeah, it was already something happening.
Why.
Yeah, he wanted something.
I'm pretty sure then that's why because Mayweather, I think he likes drama a lot. So I'm pretty
Mayweather?
sure
Mayweather?
Yeah.
He's not the one that even starts anything. I don't understand.
No, but he likes to be on the news. He likes to create controversy.
Yeah, around his fights.
But he's retired, so I'm pretty sure he just said
he's
that.
He's not retired. He's going to Japan for a $10 million fight.
Didn't he already do that?
He's doing it again.
Oh. Well,
and he knows he's going to knock his ass out, so I don't even know why he wants the extra $10 million.
Well, he's doing it for the money, and the Japan people want him there just so they
$10 million is nothing to them. They're like, oh, here, toss.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Mayweather just did it to bother T.I.
Do what?
Say that he was gonna buy Gucci regardless.
No, it had nothing to do with. No.
If they already had beef about his wife and all that.
No, I highly doubt that. He's not even thinking about T.I. and his wife. He doesn't care.
Think so?
No, absolutely not. He did that because he doesn't care what everybody else thinks. Like, okay, everybody is canceling. Everybody's on the cancel trend, supposedly. They said they was canceling Super Bowl, but people were watching the Super Bowl this year, definitely. They said H&M was canceled, but people still go to H&M to shop. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Who cares?
Yeah.
And, I mean, nobody should have to look up to a celebrity to decide, like, oh, since Mayweather said, let's cancel this brand, then definitely we're going to cancel the brand. Like, no, nobody cares. And that's what's wrong with this world now. Everybody looks up and looks forward to celebrities speaking out. How about you follow your own trend? That's what you need to do.
Yeah, how about you start buying expensive ass clothes that are not gonna do anything for you?
Yeah.
The only reason why these big rich people or like big artists wear is because
they get
it's
paid
their brand.
For it.
Yeah, that's their job. They make money out of that.
Yeah, they get paid for it, and they're getting checks, and they're getting free supplies.
Yeah, if anybody out here, that's not an artist buys Gucci, they're not going to get anything out of it.
It's no profit, but the artists are getting profit out of it. They're basically giving them advertisement. So they're like, okay, we're going to send you this piece, and you're going to advertise it. You're going to write it in your music.
Yeah, it's their job. So, that they're supposed to look glamorous.
They're an advertisement doll. That's what these artists and these famous people are for, just for advertisements. But yeah, I guess I don't know. This is just ridiculous. This whole world is just jacked up. But Jussie Smollett is definitely canceled. Canceled the fuck out. I just don't understand. Why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense. Jussie, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, hopefully people won't start doubting everybody now.
Well, I think they should doubt everybody to a certain extent. They shouldn't just Like,
start listening to everybody.
Yeah, they should just okay, hear the news. Okay, let's hear what's going on before everybody starts creating like drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is understandable. Yeah, you're guilty and proven. You're innocent until proven guilty. I'm so out of it right now.
I mean, even now, he's still not guilty. He still hasn't been arrested, but it looks like it's going that way.
Yeah, he got a defense lawyer. So basically, he knows this is coming.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense on why, like, here go there. It doesn't make sense on why did he even have to do all this in the first place. It just baffles me. And then their ratings on Empire are gonna go down. down the drain. Nobody's gonna care about the Empire show anymore.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Nobody even cared in the first place. I think I've never even heard
No,
of that.
people love Empire, but now I mean it's been dying off slowly because they're going on like the 8th season or something.
There's so many shows out there. I just
Yeah, it is. So many
I
shows
don't.
out there.
I've never even heard of most of them. But
Different shows are for different
I've
people.
never heard of Empire.
I've heard of it.
But another crazy story is that story that I was telling you about. The three miners that went inside a dude's home and they got shot up and they got killed. And now one of the grandfathers of one of the boys that was killed, he's saying that was unfair and it was not something that should have been done. And
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. At this point, like your grandson put himself in that predicament. That was a life or death situation. Literally, you cannot break into someone's home and expect to make it out free. Like at that point, once you're entering someone's home, you are risking your life.
Yeah,
It's trespassing on top of that, so they legally have rights to defend themselves and to pop anybody that's breaking in.
and you got a question like who was taking care of this child and why was he allowed to do this, and who was teaching him values?
Yeah.
If the grandfather really cared, why wasn't he teaching him
kids
that?
make their own decisions.
No, but
all kids make their own decisions. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter. Like the parents can only do so much before a child decides to do what they want, no matter what the parent says.
Yeah,
but it has nothing to do with it just has to do with the kids risk their lives. They put themselves in danger, and therefore, just the unnecessary. I mean, it just happened.
I just think that's a big error. That's a super big error for somebody to do that. If he was if he would have been a really good child, he would have not done that. Especially when they went inside.
Where'd you get the fact that he said that he was a really good child? I don't think that ever said that in the article.
I mean, obviously, the grandfather. That's what he thinks. He thinks that it shouldn't have been. That shouldn't have been the outcome. There should have been.
It was just unfortunate. It was unfortunate, and it was sad that it happened. But it happens once you start doing illegal things. They don't care about your age. They don't care if you was he didn't deserve that. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is nobody's just gonna do that. Like, no child is just gonna be like, okay, well, we're gonna plan this out, and you're gonna go in there and we're gonna,
I mean, somebody else's kid could have influenced him. He could have been a good kid.
That's matter. Exactly what happened. Who's getting charged is Elizabeth Rodriguez. She's 21 years old, and she's getting charged for it because she was the one that planned the whole thing.
As she should. She should definitely be charged. She should be charged for everything.
Yeah.
She's a grown woman.
Yeah.
Telling these little boys to go break into someone's home and risk their lives.
Yeah, but I think a good child would have been like, okay, no. Like, he was 17 years old. He was almost 18. At 17, you have some sort of judgment. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go in here in somebody's house. I think he could have at least.
I don't think it matters.
I think it matters a lot.
No, it doesn't matter because kids do anything. It doesn't matter how good you were raised. It does not matter.
Look, it was a 17-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 16-year-old. Out of those 4 people, all of them decided that this was a good idea to do. Like,
maybe they thought the old man was defenseless and he couldn't defend himself, and they thought they were going to go in there, take whatever they could, beat him up, and go on about their day.
Yeah, it's still a life-threatening decision. Like, I'm pretty sure they knew. Like, okay.
And then why is the grandfather making it seem like that wasn't the case? Like, what is this old man supposed to do to defend and protect himself? Like, nobody can have weapons nowadays? Like, I'm sorry that it happened to your grandson, but newsflash is, when he decides to do illegal things, what do you think is going to happen? Like, do you think this man is going to, spare his life just because these are little boys? They probably didn't even look like little boys. I mean, at that point, you can't really judge, like, oh, let me see if these are little boys breaking into my home illegally, trespassing.
Yeah, you know? I wouldn't care.
And if they all had
if I see 3 people going inside my home, especially, I don't know what time, it doesn't say what time of the day it was, or if it was at night. But if I see 3 people inside my home, I'm gonna kill them, because it's either, I don't know what their intentions are. I don't have time to be thinking about, you know, are they here, you know, just to take my stuff? Are they here to take my life? Are they here to? I don't have time to be thinking about that.
At this point, I mean, I guess what they think you should do is just hold the gun there, get out of my home. Like, that's something you do once they're like trespassing on the yard or something. But if they're inside of your home, burglarizing and doing Lord knows what, then what are you supposed to do? Sit in the corner and call the cops, like, and wait for them to come?
He's definitely just upset they killed his
grandson. I mean, he has all rights to be upset, but he shouldn't be upset at the murder. I mean, he's not even a murderer. He was defending himself. I mean, just because they're 16-year-olds does not mean that they could have beat that man to death. They had brass knuckles. What do they need brass knuckles for? Just in case they seen him, they were gonna beat him to death? What was the whole reason?
Yeah, there was just one.
Either way it go, it wasn't gonna.
16-year-old. You know, most of them were pretty old. I would say 19 years old is old enough to know.
Yeah, they're old enough. It doesn't.
Going inside a house of a stranger means, you know?
Yeah, I don't understand, like, why in the world would the grandfather be mad at a person literally having their life in danger? What if somebody busted into your home? You didn't know who they were. You know, you didn't know what their intentions were. What in your right mind would you do? Sit there and just say, don't do any this. Just take whatever you like. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You shouldn't expect the same outcome from every person, because that's not the case. And I'm glad that girl is being charged with everything, because she definitely should. She was old enough. She's 21 years old. She's my age. I even know breaking into somebody's house is risky. You can get killed.
Yeah, I think the 21-year-old, the 19-year-old, the 16-year-old, the 17-year-old, they all knew they couldn't have gotten killed. It was just negligence. What the grandfather says, he says, what these 3 boys did was stupid. They knew they could be punished for it, but they did not deserve to die. They did deserve to die. Like, I
mean, nobody deserves to die, but in that scenario, it's just an unfortunate situation.
I think if you ask anybody with a family, even if they're alone, if you ask anybody, what should happen to a person that trespasses your home? I think anybody, the majority of the people, is gonna say,
yeah, you're invading their home.
Is gonna say, I'm gonna kill them.
Yeah,
because it's your home. Like,
I mean, but nobody deserves. I mean, I wouldn't say it was deserving, but it was just unfortunate that it happened. I mean,
well, what did they deserve?
They could have got popped in the legs, like, but even that could have killed them. I mean, because I wouldn't just aim straight for the head.
But the reality
or
is,
the chest. I mean, even the legs, they could have got killed by the legs, bleeding to death or something. But, I mean, you never know. Some people are just different from others. Like, not everybody is going to kill a trespasser. They might tell them to get out and have the gun pulled and ready to clock. But
yeah, I think it just depends. It depends on the scenario. But most of the time, if you're caught off guard and you feel endangered and it's 3 people against 1, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely true. If it was just one person, then you could be like, okay, I need you to get the fuck out.
Maybe if it's one person, but like, to me personally, if I see one person in
you're just gonna react, not even think. You're just gonna react.
First of all, I don't know if it's one person. I don't know. Am I gonna ask him? Is it just you? Is it just you here? Like, at that point, I don't know anything. At that point, all a homeowner knows is someone's inside my home,
and I don't know.
I don't know what the hell he's doing in here, and I have my weapon, and I'm allowed to shoot him. You know, they didn't arrest him. What happened here is, they basically, you know, took his story, and he didn't get arrested. He killed 3 people. but because it was perfectly, legal, and people understand that these things aren't.
Yeah, he was
taken
doing
lightly.
self-defense.
Yeah,
That's a good thing that
he didn't get arrested or anything like that.
But then there's another story about how a woman did basically that. She was protecting her daughter, and she still was charged.
Yeah.
Because I guess she blew his head off, but somebody
wasn't it that one where he wasn't inside the house, like he was trying to break in?
I mean, that's not what I read. I read that he actually broke in and he was inside of the daughter's room.
Oh.
Inside the 12-year-old daughter's room. Like,
so
molesting her.
I'm not sure what she got.
I think it's because she blew his head off. Because I think it's like different ways of killing somebody, and if you overdo it, then you can be charged. But she had a shotgun.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, I know.
I guess it
depends.
It also depends on what like state you do it in.
Yeah.
Like if it's a very like Democrat
well, it shouldn't
state.
matter. If you are doing self-defense, then Lord have mercy on me. But I need to do what I have to do. It's either my life or theirs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're in your home. Like you're minding your own business. They're not.
Yeah, it's not like we're just walking down the street and it's like, oh, you bumped into me. Like, no, it's not like that at all. It's literally someone trespassing into your home, invading your home. And it's not good. It's not okay.
They already have an advantage over you when they're inside your home because they know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. They already know what the plan is. At that point,
supposedly they don't know the plan.
Well, they know what
they know that
what
they're trying to steal. They know they're
what,
trying to get. I mean, but
they have more of an idea of what they're gonna do or what's gonna happen.
And then you're clueless.
You don't. You're just there, and you're like, "What the hell?" Like somebody's in here.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I would low-key be. I wouldn't know what to do.
I know. I would pop him right in the head, right in the heart. Cause
no mercy.
Ain't nobody coming up in here.
I would show somebody. I'll shoot him in the legs.
Even if I finish shooting them, like I still don't know if there's somebody out there. I'm still gonna be looking around. Okay, first of all, that's gonna create trauma for me. Like now, if somebody breaks in my home, now I don't. That's gonna be more of a experience that's gonna
ruin your
traumatize me. Yeah. Well, not ruin my life, but it's gonna traumatize me. Now I'm gonna be more paranoid because I'm gonna be like, okay, it happened to me. Maybe it happened to me again. They're already fucking with me, even if I kill them. Like, am I gonna have to kill somebody else? Like, damn.
You're stupid.
Why?
They're already fucking with me.
Yeah, they're already fucking with me.
Babe, you sound like you got PTSD already.
Yeah. I'm already paranoid.
Oh, that is funny. I can't believe that.
I'm really ready to pop somebody, so they better not come in here because.
Cause what?
They're not getting the good end of the stick. They're not getting the soft end of the stick.
What? I ain't never heard of this. I never heard of that a day in my life. Did you just make that up?
Yeah, I just made that up. But you get it.
The soft end. I didn't know there were soft ends to sticks.
Yeah, if you get hit with the soft end of the stick, it's not gonna hurt.
That doesn't sound like a stick then, because I could have sworn sticks are rough on both ends.
I mean, it's still gonna hurt regardless, but you get the point. Something soft is not gonna hurt.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous.
Well, that's all we got for today. A lot of controversial stuff.
I'm gonna say that from now on. You ain't getting the soft end of the stick.